Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Into the Ether with Luna Life. I felt inspired to share with you today a personal experience that I have had in the last week, and that one has to do with letting go. The freedom of letting go. Let's say that we all start with fears in a relationship or facing the world, and we feel threatened because we feel a sense of lack and a sense that something is going to be taken away from you, and that you're going to be lacking resources or care or love or time or money or recognition. We all experience that. I experience that. We all experience that at some point. Basically, all our fears are based because we come from a sense of lack, from a perspective of lack, seeing the universe as there is something lacking. I had the wonderful experience to participate in a priestesshood workshop with Leola and Tara, and as part of her closing ceremony, I was guided into a 45-minute shamanic guided meditation and session in which, or through which, I communicated with Mother Earth, the power of Mother Earth, and the healing power of surrendering and being vulnerable, first of all to self through awareness. What I mean is like recognizing a feeling within the self that is not comfortable, that brings us suffering, whether it's wondering, jealousy, anxiety, fear, and the point is practically how to snap away of that state of being, because it's so detrimental to the soul and it's so uncomfortable. So how to snap out of it? That's the question that I have been asking for 15 years. But always the answer comes. They say, ask and you shall receive. Well, I pray, and I pray all the time, and I always get my answers. But it's always a question. It's always a question how to resolve that sense of anxiety sometimes, and sometimes a fear, probably not fucking fear. It's horrible. For whatever reasons, we all have fears. So after asking and asking and asking, I'm praying and finding the answers through books, resources, internet, links, workshops like Kundalini dance, like the one that I was connected recently, and through this shamanic experience, I was able to go very deep within my fears, within myself. So as part of the ceremony, I went within myself, and through this shamanic experience, I went through the depths of the womb of Mother Earth, like jumping inside a very beautiful, shiny, green, kind of like bluish, sparkly lagoon of water, and going deep, 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 deep within, and then over there, just embrace and see all that darkness around. But it was not that darkness at all. It was just like a darkness of like a sort of like ether that you could touch, and that you can just like totally melt into it with unconditional love and unconditional acceptance. And in that moment, in that state of being, then we are guided to gather all the lost pieces of our soul that have been splashed away into pieces and scattered away all over the place. In this lifetime and in other lifetimes. So those most painful experiences that you felt at our childhood, or as a teenager, or every single time that you have experienced trauma, sexual trauma, or soul trauma, lack of respect, being shouted at, anything that has to do against the will of a soul, and that is detrimental. So all those pieces, every single time that you have felt betrayed, every single time that you have felt heartbroken, or like a failure, or lost a person that you loved so much, either through to another person or through to death or other circumstances. So there's a lot of pain involved about the idea of not letting go and being attached to this sorrow, or this thing that just keeps triggering us. So how to overcome it? That's the question. How to overcome that? Of course, first of all, through awareness, knowing that, okay, this doesn't feel good. I feel threatened, I feel jealous, I feel angry, I feel betrayed, I feel depressed, whatever. And it doesn't feel good. It's detrimental to the soul. It's a loss of life force energy. So first of all, awareness that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't require a lot of effort to actually feel that you are actually aware that it doesn't feel good at all. So as soon as you realize that it doesn't feel good, and there's this contraction, then you know that you are not aligned. You're not aligned. That's the first awareness. So now how to get the hell out of that state after you are aware. So if you're not aligned, it's because you are believing in something that is false. But how to get away from that belief of that something is false? So in my case, I had this opportunity to participate in this meditation, shamanic meditation, as I said. And I had the opportunity, I believe that this opportunity of experience came to me as a prayer of asking, okay, I am aware that this feeling doesn't feel good, but hey, yes, I could practice everything I want, like, hey, I am a priestess, and I am a being of God, and I am worth of unconditional love, and sorry, that I'm aware of unconditional love, and everything like that, and still the fear is there. So, as part of my prayer, this shamanic experience came to me, and through my shamanic experience, I came through this place of deep darkness, dark place, and unconditional love, like the warm, like coming back to the warm part of Mother Earth, gathering all the pieces that I have lost from traumatic experiences since I was born or past lifetimes, as much as you can feel or as you can recall, and bringing them all and embrace them all with love and unconditional care, like a mother, like holding back the child within, but with wisdom. And allowing the self to feel, but at the same time to be totally conscious that at any point during the journey of going through the valley of the shadows of death and sorrow and pain, of loss and letting go, you are unconditionally supported by the universe and by Spirit, and by the unconditional love of Mother Earth and Father Sky and your higher self. And this is the point of all this. The point of all this video is that I am here for me. That's the end of the story. So when you allow to feel yourself this sorrow and this pain, like I did after I finished this shamanic experience, I stayed and laid there on the floor, coming back into my senses, and of course wanting to cry and wanting to release. It was just a clearing of the chakras. And then even though I have always been a sun person, and I'm a sun person. I like to have the lights on and be cozy and feel cozy, and where the light is where I feel that I am more warm, and where I'm gonna go, and things like that. Even though I have always been fascinated, and I'm always fascinated by the wonderful, beautiful masculine energy of Father Ra, the sun, in this beautiful opportunity of allowing to feel in that darkness of the womb of Mother Earth. It was like a rebirth to me. And when I came back out of that meditation, I turned all the lights off, as I had never done before in my household. And for 48 hours, a little bit over 48 hours, for 48 hours, I went into a period of deep and complete dark space and silence. because that's all I wanted to feel. Probably to investigate and go deeper within, to feel the pain or the joy or the gratitude. But that is the point. The point is that 48 hours of silence. I was very lucky that my children went to the spring, not the spring break, but this break, the spring break, to their dad, and I had the wonderful blessing and opportunity to be allowed to, very unusual as a full-time mother, to be allowed to have that wonderful sacred space for me. And I was in silence all the time, with the lights off. And I felt all my fears. And I remember all my memories, as many as I could of all those where I have been hurt. And all of those memories where my soul has been spread apart into pieces of sorrow. And I felt it. And I allowed myself to go back into that pain, but with the awareness that I have now. And go back into that place and feel. And breathe. And cry. And scream and shout. And feel. And cry. And feel and cry. And remember and feel and cry. Under a blanket. And then after I allowed myself to do that, what happened was that after allowing the self to clear and to feel, and to actually to feel and to feel the pain, all of a sudden, after the cry and the silence and the pain and the awareness, at the same time starts rising up a certain awareness that is like, hold on a minute. When this was happening, this was happening. And when this was happening, this was happening. And when this was happening, this was happening. And all of a sudden, an awareness raised that on the shittiest fucking moment, the wonderful fucking blessings at the same time. So you see, you are always supported by the universe. So pain but support, but pain but support. Yes, fucking pain, but the support and the angels and the blessings and the people that show up at the perfect time. And yes, the pain and this, and working through this and working through that. And And all of a sudden, after allowing self to experience so much, clearance of the soul, and one understands that you are always supported by the universe, and that you are blessed. Then it raises up that awareness, all of a feeling, that awareness of gratitude. So all that time in the darkest womb of the feeling of sorrow, then it also comes the light and the awareness of gratitude. And that gratitude rises up the vibration of awareness of everything. So if you were coming from a lack of love, let's say, a lack of, let's say, of a sense of pity and wanting more love or more time from somebody, for instance, just to make a practical example, And then after you feel all these feelings of abandonment in the past and the fear and all those things, then all of a sudden, if you are attached to a specific outcome, let's say for instance in a relationship, that always brings you anxiety and sorrow because you're always waiting for something to happen. What happens after a lot of meditation and silence is this sense of lack and the sense of victim and the sense of self-pity disappears, because awareness comes right up here and sees everything from a different point of view, as a whole, including yourself over here. Like, oh, poor me, I want this, I want that, I'm not getting enough of this, I'm not getting enough of that. Or the anger of this person over here, or the resentment of this person over here, or this, or that, or this, or this, or that. And all of a sudden you see everything. From a higher perspective, from a higher vibratorial and frequency point of view. One more of self-awareness of connection to divinity. One more of self-aware and connection to the higher self. And one more that, as a seeing of everything more as a whole, sees everything as a game. So all of a sudden I see all this as a game, and I understand the players of the game is a movie. Everything is a movie. Everything is created. Everything is like a holographic. Everything is a hologram created by our third eyes and our emotions and the things that we project. So, of course, all of a sudden, when that awareness comes and light comes into the situation, all the characters, self, the person involved, the relationship, the boyfriend, the husband, the girlfriend, the co-worker, comes into light, and everything is seen as a freaking game. as a game with actually a lot of amusement and a lot of compassion. And then when one hits that place of amusement and compassion for all that is, with all its sorrows and its dramas and its wonderful moments of joy and connection, it's all a game. And that at the end, through consciousness, I can always tap into the frequency of that of which what I want and I want to create in my life. So at that moment I say, okay, hold on a minute, I am craving for this, or I am longing for this. Well, no, I am everything. How about if I am everything? As one of my spiritual friends from the spiritual community, Mac Dryden, who is a wonderful inspiration to me, wonderful soul, I adore you. Hope I'm going to get to meet you soon and create retreats and connections of connectivity to empower us and empower everything. Sorry, this keeps coming out. As he says, become the frequency of that, of what you want to manifest, become the frequency. So become the frequency. Okay, so if I am not going to be longing anymore, or if I am longing, let's say for instance, we could be longing for anything, for a wonderful job, for the yacht, for the Ferrari, for the soulmate relationship, for money, for freedom, for moving to a warm place, for getting the hell out of your job, for loaning, for everything, for anything that we need. But for instance, let's say, if I am longing for a soulmate relationship, that one that wants to share his time with me, coming from joy, and not because of having to, but the real thing. For instance, then in that case, I purposely tune into the vibration of me becoming the frequency of that beautiful masculine energy that gives me everything that I want. The care, the love, the caresses, the pleasure, the protection, the finances, the abundance, the everything. So I become the frequency. So once I attain that state, because of the law of attraction, then the frequency will bring that person to me. And then it's not going to be new to me, because I am going like, I know, yes, I know how it feels from here, from within. And how fucking awesome is to be able to share it with somebody. Or for instance, if you want to become the frequency of, let's say, luxury, then let's say become the frequency of luxury. And instead of counting your money when it goes out or when it comes in, just know that spend and you shall receive, spend and you shall receive. And then you just tune into this energy and you're just giving yourself the best that you can all the time, and you just keep spending and you will receive. I know that for a fact, because that's my MO. And guess what? It really works. Or for instance, what else can I share with you from my personal journey with you today? March 24th, 17. Becoming vulnerable with you, my beautiful audience. I adore you. I am becoming the frequency. This is my manifestation and my affirmations of the things that I want to manifest in my life. So, first one, I become, or I am the frequency of being beyond tobacco. I am beyond the frequency of eternal health and youth. I am the frequency of the beautiful masculine soulmate that is aware that we are God. And therefore, that's the way we communicate with each other. Namaste. I become the frequency of luxury. Yes, why not? I become the frequency of spiritual teacher. And I become the frequency of inspiring dancer. So no luck. The possibilities are infinite. Everything is possible. So I tune into that frequency. I tune into the frequency of faith. And I tune into the frequency of that everything is possible. And that everything is within me. So just want to share with you what I am working with within myself right now, and hopefully this will inspire you to work within yourself, to tune into the frequency of that of which you want to become or create or want to manifest in your life. Thank you. Namaste. So it is.